Well, hello everybody. This is Craig Valine, OBS Craig to a few. Today's presentation is Lead Generation 101, how to attract qualified prospects both online and offline. So we'll get started immediately. So the big question is, how do you build an incredibly successful marketing system? Well, it starts with defining lead generation, your target markets, what media you're going to use, what are you going to do to incentivize people to give their information to you, and let's just get started with that. So there's three building blocks to effective lead generation. Number one is a truly compelling, preferably irresistible marketing message. Number two is knowledge, access to information, and skills to choose, define, and target the best possible markets. You've got to be communicating to a specific who. Okay, you want to deliver your message only to those most likely to respond. So the problem with mass marketing is really there's only a definable select group of people that are going to more likely do business with you than not. And when you're mass marketing, you're spending a whole lot of money, wasting a whole lot of time communicating to people who are not going to do business with you or are interested in what you have to offer, and thus you waste a lot of money, and that can be very, very frustrating. So we want to deliver it to a specific who, and also define who it's not for as well. Number three, we want to use the most effective, most appropriate combination of media to reach this target market. So you might have seen this before. This is what I call the critical marketing triangle. Dan Kennedy taught it to me. It means message, market, media. You want to get the right message to the right target market using the right media. Okay, media is that method of delivering your message, whether it's online, offline, yellow pages, internet, direct mail, whatever. Okay, so let's talk about markets first. So there's three ways to pick your target market. If you're not clear on it right now, let me help you with this. Okay, first of all, it could be geographic. Okay, so if you do retail, or if you do a local service, then geographic is going to be your best bet. So people, let's say in Pasadena, people in Los Angeles area, people in the state of California, people within the Southwest region, right? Okay. Demographic is defining specific qualities about the person that you want to target. So for instance, if you deal with men or women between the ages of 21 and 40, you see where we're going with that? Age. African Americans, Mexicans, Spanish, blacks, whites, whatever. Those are definable characteristics or qualities about the people that you want to get together. They could have certain income levels. They could live in certain areas, certain zip codes. Technically, if you combine them all with the geographic, they might have certain education. They might have a certain income. So on and so forth with the demographic. Okay, affinity or association is a very definable group of people. So affinity could be people who love to bass or trout fish. Okay, if I'm a member of the Junior Chamber of Commerce, Junior Chamber International. Okay, so those would be people in a certain association or affinity. People who have kids, people who went to the same university or school. Okay, it's a group of people that you have something in common with, or at least your product service has something in common with. You're likely to reach them by knowing where you can find them, that affinity, that association. Okay, Dan Kennedy says every product, every service, every business either appeals or has the potential to appeal much more strongly to a certain definable group of people than it appeals to all people. Okay, so the type of marketing that I teach and Dan Kennedy has taught me is you want to narrow your focus to a very, very specific group of people. Okay, to make every dollar count, to make every communication count. Okay, if you're speaking to a wide group of people, and again, you're going to run out of money, going to run out of time, going to run out of effort. Okay, so remember that every product, every service, every business either appeals or has the potential to appeal much more strongly to a certain definable group of people than it appeals to all people. Okay, find a niche and fill it. So what's the definition of niche? I think this one speaks succinctly to what we're trying to do. And it says a niche is a distinct segment of the market. Okay, a lot of people are afraid to do niche marketing because they think, oh, there's not enough people to buy my product service. Well, you know, if there's 100 of them, sure, but you know, we live in a worldwide marketplace now. Okay, and just because we bump into a certain group of people every day doesn't mean that that's our universe. The universe is big, it's huge. Okay, so if we're looking for, let's just say, female golfers between the ages of 35 and 45 who are left-handed and have blonde hair, I bet we could still find a lot of them, okay, throughout the world, throughout the United States, throughout California even. Okay, don't be afraid to narrow your message to speak to who, because everybody else is speaking to these people too. But if you can speak very, very succinctly to a very specific target market, you are likely to get through more than the person who's marketing to everybody. Okay, because you're about something. You're about something specific. They'll feel like you understand them. Okay. So, some examples of niches. Okay, female golfers, Hispanic business owners, homeowners with less than perfect credit, first-time commercial real estate investors, hippie clothing for baby boomer women, piano lessons just for kids. Is there a market for that? Yes. Dentistry for diabetics. Is it different than any other dentistry? Probably not. Not much. But it's speaking to a very specific type of person, someone who has diabetes, who thinks, oh my god, that's for me because I'm a diabetic, that must be special for me. Okay, financial planning for net worths over 2 million. A lot of those people here in Pasadena that deal with high-end net worth people that only deal with people over 2 million. Direct marketing for independent consultants. Okay, that's what I teach. Consulting to value-added resource sellers, IT solution providers and channel specialists. That's my friend Ramon, he only caters to that market. Now, if he was a marketing consultant to everybody, do you think he might get more business? I don't know, because there's a lot of marketing consultants out there. But to be a narrow focused marketing specialist to that group of people, well, there's only a handful of those people helping that market, so he has a better chance. Okay. All right, so let's talk about message. Okay, we talked about, remember the critical marketing triangle: message, markets, media. So if you, Dan Kennedy again says, if you want a yard full of deer, don't put a 50-pound block of cheddar cheese outside. Yuck, right? You'll attract a lot of pests and rodents. If you really want to attract deer, put out a big salt block. Now that's also metaphorical. So if you're marketing to everybody and you say, hey, get this free report, well, you're going to get a bunch of people who just want free stuff. Okay, but if it's for a very specific who, and it says this is not for you if you're this, you know, it's who it's for and who it's not for. Okay, so match bait to critter. Bait means two things: your message and whatever thing you offer to spark a direct response, whether that's information, a free service, a gift. So for instance, a free recording, free MP3, free CD, free DVD, free report, free white paper. It could be an unrelated gift. It could be anything, just to spark a direct response. Okay. Robert Collier said, from the Robert Collier letter book, he said, enter the conversation already occurring in the prospect's mind. What are they already thinking about? And you can find this information out. So for instance, if you are a college planner and someone has just requested information about college funding, they are right now at this time, you could buy lists that give this information away. Okay, so you could send something and say, hey, we noticed you just inquired about college funding, which means you probably need to, you know, a little help or guidance on planning your son or daughter's college future. You know, so you want to enter the conversation as much as possible. If there's something on the news, newsworthy, timely, people, it's on everybody's mind, they can hear it, well, that would be a good thing to do, to send your marketing message out and tie it to that. Okay, when I tell the story at the beginning of each meeting each month is that when I realized this principle, okay, enter the conversation currently occurring in the prospect's mind. At that time on the news, there was a lot of muggings going on in Boston Common, and I said, "Oh, I teach Taekwondo at my friend's karate school. Maybe my friend and I could put together a self-defense class to help people make them feel safe. We'll teach in the lunch, we'll teach in the evening. They can pay for it, or the business can pay for it." And needless to say, it went over perfect because it was on everybody's mind. They had heard about it. They were afraid to walk across Boston Commons. Now, I think they found the guy who was mugging these people. I think it was one or two people, but and good for them for catching them. But it made people feel safe. It also built up my friend's school. We got a ton of new students who were interested in taking karate for a longer period to go through the process. So yeah, it's huge. Try to tie your marketing message into what they're already thinking about, what's on their minds, what's in the news, what would they relate to. Okay, all right. So know your target market as much as possible. You got to know what keeps them up at night. Okay, if I talked about college funding, okay, because one of my coaching clients is a college funding expert. So what's keeping them up at night? How am I going to pay to get my son or daughter to school? Okay, who are they mad at or mad about? Are they mad at the economy? Are they mad at the government? Are they mad at someone specific? Well, you want to use that in your marketing. Okay, what are their top 3 daily frustrations? If you're a niche marketer and you are from that niche yourself, so for instance, I have a specific program that speaks to independent consultants who hate writing free proposals. Well, I'm one of those people. I was a consultant that hated writing free proposals, so I know their top 3 daily frustrations because I am one. I am them. Okay, what is their day like? The more you can know about that, the better. What trends are occurring that you can discuss, that you can share, insider information? What do they secretly desire most? What is their subculture language? So do they speak a certain language? Okay, use that in your marketing. How do they describe themselves? How do they talk to each other? What is your advantage? What's your marketing advantage? So that you can say, I do this and nobody else does. Okay, it's very powerful. All right, let's talk about media. Only advertise in media where your target market reads, listens, or watches. Okay, otherwise it's a waste of money. Use as many different types of media as possible to beat out your competition. Okay, look, I know sometimes it's you got to do what you can do, right? I want to do the cheapest thing possible to market. Well, that's not thinking responsibly. Okay, and especially if you want to earn a great living from this, if you want to have live a certain lifestyle, well, multiple things working for you at the same time are going to help you achieve that result faster than later. Okay, so you want to be advertising in as many different places as possible, using as many different media as possible. Okay, if the media can't be used to deliver a direct response message, skip it. If they say no, you can't put a website there, you can't put a phone number or anything like that, and then goodbye. Okay, if you can't track it and measure it and get people to pick up the phone to call you right away because you've written the ad in a way that gets them to do that, then don't use it at all. Okay, so where are your best prospective customers, clients, patients? Okay, what do they read? What do they watch on TV or online? What do they listen to? Do they listen to a specific radio station? Do they listen to certain podcasts? Where do they go? Do they go to certain places, groups, organizations, associations, bars, restaurants, wherever? Because listen, you could advertise, you could sponsor something at a restaurant, so who knows if your message might be seen there. I'm not saying that's the way. I'm just saying it's worthy of exploring if your target market does go to certain locations. Where do they congregate? Where do they meet up once a month or once a quarter or once a year? Here's some key elements of a direct response message. Okay, meaningful specifics, not vague generalities. Speak very specifically. We're the best in service. Well, yeah. Quantify it. How do you know? Did you get an award for it? Do you have 100 or even 10, even one testimonial that says you're the best? I mean, be specific. Make a bold promise, something that no one else would say, or something that you're willing to stand behind. Okay. Have an offer or offers, and that offer could be come in for a free something, could be come in or go to our website for a free download, or whatever. It doesn't have to be free either. I'm just saying, give them a reason to go and get this thing. Irresistible offer is the best way to put it. Compelling, irresistible. Okay. Precise commands. You gotta tell them what you want them to do. Okay, don't assume that just because your website's on the bottom of the page they know to go there. Say go to blank and click on this to request your free blank. Cut out this ad and bring it to our store to redeem your blank. Okay, tell them. Don't assume that they know. Give them an extra reason to act immediately. Could be a deadline, could be a bonus, could be multiple deadlines, could be multiple bonuses, doesn't matter. If, hey, those people come in by Friday, you'll get an extra blank. For those coming in by the previous Friday, well, you won't get that, but you might get this. Give them a tiered response is good. Tiered bonuses, tiered deadlines. So how lead generation ad works, okay? In its purest form, it works like a personal ad. So you ever see those personal ads in newspapers? I think they're still in the penny saver. They're on Craigslist. Okay. It describes who you want to respond and who you do not want to respond. Okay. So your perfect prospect steps out of the crowd and identifies himself to you. It's very cool. It can often be done with small, relatively inexpensive ads, enabling you to put the majority of your investable dollars into a follow-up marketing campaign to super well qualified prospects. Okay, not wasting your time, money, and effort on people who aren't ever going to buy. Okay, so personal ad might look like this. Single white male, 38, seeks single white female or divorced white female, 25 to 35, non-smoker, casual drinker, into golf, travel, fine dining, Rush Limbaugh, and the Grateful Dead. That's an oxymoron right there. No pets bigger than a bread box, right? Okay, that's an old one, but okay. The tighter the description, the more likely you are to get exactly the respondents you want, although at the expense of quantity. So you're not going to get a ton of them, but you're going to get a good group of qualified people. Okay. So sample lead generation magnet might be free video, free CD, free DVD, free book, ebook, consumer awareness guide. Okay. If you're going to give away a book or an ebook, I would suggest calling it a guide or something, yeah, a guide is a good thing to do. Ebooks don't necessarily have the value that they used to, but if you call it an action guide, an awareness guide, or something like that, it has a little bit higher value attached to it. Free reports, white paper, free coupon, free software, tools, apps, etc., etc., etc. So, what I want you to do is write down the top 10 questions your prospective customer has regarding your product or service. Okay, this is how you're going to create your lead generation magnet. The answers to some of these questions should give actionable tips that your prospect can use to get immediate results, and some of the answers should overcome objections that the prospect might have. Okay, so think frequently asked questions lists are typically objections that people have said, like for instance, if you're buying a car, I can't afford a car, it's too expensive, so you'd rephrase it to, how can I buy a car with a limited monthly income? Well, see, and then you overcome it with the answer. Okay, so number 2, have a professional interview you. Ask you the questions as if you were being interviewed on a radio show. Always include a professional intro and outro. The outro is the call to action you want your prospect to take. Visit this webpage, read this letter, fill in this form, etc., etc. By the way, I offer this service to my members for a reduced investment of just $225. So if you would like me to interview you, let me know, and I'll send you a form that's called the Instant Information Product interview. So basically you're creating this lead generation magnet, but I interview you in a way that that positions you as an expert at what you do. So if you're interested in that, send me an email, and we'll coordinate that for you. Okay. And you want to turn it into an MP3 and a CD. The MP3 is good for an instant download for extra, but the CD is good to give out. People like stuff still, and you want to get the interview transcribed so you can put it into a little booklet, okay, or PDF. Using lead generation magnets with a personal ad. So here's one, and it's written pretty tight, but it's also a little bit bigger. So it's bigger than a bread box, bigger than a regular personal ad, but it's written like one. Okay. So here's one that I wrote. Attention, are you a corporate executive with at least 10 years career experience, a good income, success, but worried that you're not turning your income into wealth and financial security quickly and systematically enough? So that's the headline that captures a very specific who. Okay. So here's the copy. If you earn at least $50,000 a year, okay, that's a specific income, a specific demographic, have 10 years plus experience in your career, okay, that's again, I'm telling who it's for, own your own home, and are so busy with the demands of your career you have little time or energy for personal finances, okay, again, that's speaking very, very specific who. My free report, Breakthrough Wealth Building for Super Busy Executives, will be of interest to you. Please do not respond. Here I'm telling who it's not for. Please do not respond. If you're completely satisfied with the amounts of taxes you pay, the return on your investment, and the pace of your personal wealth accumulation, or if you are closed-minded to new ideas. If you qualify, as described above, you should read my report before you deposit your next paycheck. For details and your free report sent by mail confidentially to home or office, call our 24-hour toll-free recorded message at blank. Okay, so toll-free recorded messages are still good, by the way. You know, if you don't use them, you should try them. Sending them to a website is okay, but don't assume that everybody has a website or has email or internet, or if they have it, that they prefer it. Okay, maybe they just want to hear a voice. Okay, so it still works, and you should still use it, test it at the very least. Here's another one. Okay, so this is written for people who get sucked into shiny object syndrome. Okay. Warning, before you buy another Get Rich on the Internet course from the product launch of the week, there are 11 little known facts and insider secrets the gurus don't want you to know to get your money's worth and to get the results you need and want. If you are thinking about buying the next big make so much cash on the internet you'll leave your job product this coming week, don't until you read this Internet Marketing Industry Experts provocative free video. If you watch it, not read it. How to avoid internet marketing product launch ripoffs, save money, avoid frustration, and get exactly what you need, no more, no less. Savvy course buying secrets revealed. This video could save you thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours of frustration. For details and your free video, visit Don't Get Scammed Anymore. Okay, so yeah, so it's written for a very specific who, those people who get sucked in all the time. Now there's people who love to buy this stuff and they go through the courses and, you know, do stuff. That's not for them. Okay, so lead gen through direct mail. Okay, so we just kind of talked about internet stuff, or using little kind of classified ad types that could have been used in the paper, could have been used online. Okay, so Dan in his Magnetic Marketing Toolkit has templates that you can use. If you do not own Magnetic Marketing, I encourage you to get it. If for any student of mine or any student of Dan's, you should. This is a staple product that you must own. Okay, but it has templates that you can use, and you shouldn't fret about it. You could just tailor the templates in there just to what you already have and mail them out. If you're mailing it to a very specific who, then it's going to get results. Okay, so it has 3-letter sequence. Send one, then 7 days later send the next one, then 7 days later the next one, and each letter, each of the follow-up letters refer to the first letter. Now this is just 3 letters. You could send 100 if you wanted to, just keep on mailing until they say stop, or you could do the 3 mailings and then start again the following month if you know enough about your target market. Okay, if you're just mailing to a cold list where you know nothing about them, then it's going to be a waste of money for you. Lead generation via squeeze page. So you've seen these. Okay, this is one that this is a mock one I created, but one that I create for my former struggling consultant personality. It says, attention consultants, free video reveals the #1 secret to. That's a good formula, by the way. Free video reveals the #1 secret to attracting new client engagements without writing free proposals. Okay, now I know that's a big problem with my target market, so they're going to read it. Okay, so do you want to know how to stop competing with other consultants fighting for the same consulting engagement? How to get clients to listen to every word you say and control the entire client engagement process? How to say goodbye to RFPs forever, that's request for proposals? How to position yourself as a leading authority instead of just another consultant? Okay, that's big. Okay, it works. Here's another one from someone I know, Fabienne Fredrickson. She deals a lot with female authors, speakers, and consultants and coaches. Okay, but her lead magnet is right here. Get your client attraction audio CD now, and there's a picture of it. Okay, and that is good to do, because it's like, well, I want that. Okay, but see what she does here first. She captures your name and email address before you get that. So just in case there's somewhere in the process, you're, you say, no, I don't want it. Well, she can still email you and say, hey, I noticed that you opted in for the CD, but you didn't request it. You didn't get it. So maybe I can provide some helpful information in the process. Okay, so it's very, very cool. Very cool. Okay, lead generation via postcard. Okay, so here's another one, and I just put the same personal ad type copy on a postcard. Okay, so again, it's going to be mailed to very, very specific people. This one was for the internet course. Okay, and something you can buy lists. Again, you get lists of people who've recently used their credit cards for internet purchases or something to that effect. Okay. And you send it to them. Okay, so that's how you tailor the list. That'll work. Lead them to a website. Okay, here's another one, just for carpet cleaning. Okay, attention homeowners, and it goes right in, and it gives coupons down the bottom. Very powerful. Toll-free recorded message. Okay, again, very powerful. Lead generation via Yellow Pages. Yellow Pages still works for a specific target market. Okay, so in a specific age. So use it the same way. You don't want to have just this generic non-direct response ad. Put 7 great ways to end your comfort problems in one just phone call. Okay, and it gives seven ways that you can benefit by using their service. Okay, and there's number down there, their website's there. So it's not a bad ad. I mean, it could be done better probably, but it still tries. Okay, here's another one by Larry Kahn, who's a GKICer. He Yellow Pages specialist. So you see here, so headline up here, testimonials, what they do here, 100% money back guarantee, direct response offer here. Okay, that's done pretty well. So here's the funnel that you want to use. Okay, so you have to use multiple media simultaneously. Okay, if you don't have the budget, at least aspire to it. Okay, excuse me. So you want to pick one of the media. I would say use at least 3 at one time, if not more. Okay, so maybe use online, maybe use postcards, maybe you start creating buzz through publicity. But you get them into the single funnel. Okay, the trap is, the toll-free recorded message or the squeeze page or whatever that gets them to capture the lead. Okay, so and that's where you're going to have that compelling, irresistible offer to give away. Okay, then you get them in, you get permission to communicate with them on a regular basis, and then you have multi-step, multimedia follow-up. Okay, again, these are the ways you do it: mail, email, telephone, fax. If you rely on any one, you're limiting yourself tremendously. Okay, so just think like a marketer. A marketer doesn't do one thing. One is the loneliest number that you can ever have. Okay, according to the Beatles, right? But Bill Glazer says that you can't just rely on one thing. Multiple media simultaneously. Don't do one, then see if it worked, then do another. No, I mean, if that's your sequence, that's fine, but you should also be doing other things to bring people into your lead generation funnel. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. If you need any help whatsoever, we're number one, if you have just a simple question, feel free to email me at craig@laareagkic.com. If you need help, you want specific help, we have coaching. We have mastermind groups that can help you with these things, which is basically a group of advanced marketers who all kind of help you. They're like your board of directors that help you solve problems and take advantage of opportunities. And then I do private client arrangements on a select basis. I prefer coaching and mastermind stuff, but I do some private client work, so we can discuss that. But I hope this was valuable to you. If you need help again, rewatch it, okay, and watch all the other things on the site, on the member site. And again, if I can ever be of help to you, just email me, craig@laareagkic.com, and that's it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you very soon.